We know what the fan reaction has been. What was your reaction when you were watching back these episodes?
Very hard to watch for a couple of reasons. Because I know what the moments in their entirety were. And again, I accept responsibility for everything that I said, for everything that I did. I just wish that people had a chance to see them in context and in sequence, because some of the things that people are seeing are out of sequence. You know, we got to the last week of filming and they were filming things and saying, okay, we're back in week 1. I need you to have this conversation as if you're back in week 1 because we want to do some reshoots. And that's a very common thing. For people that don't know how this kind of television is made, they wouldn't know it. But if you have me in week 7 or week 8 and you're having me go back and putting on the exact same thing that I had, because they do that every day. They took photographs of what we had on. They took photographs of our hands so that they would have the jewelry, everything for the sake of continuity. And if they had to do a reshoot, they would say, we're going to go back and reshoot like we're back on such and such a day at such and such a time. This is what you had on. Make sure you wear that or bring that so we can catch you in it. We're going to go back to we did that throughout the entire season, because there were things that they felt like they wanted to get over again, and we were told sometimes, I need you to say this. Now that we know that this has happened, I need you to say this, and we'll reshoot it like this happened. The day that I asked Michelle A. to go to Vegas with me was weeks after the Vegas trip had already happened. They had us go shoot that because they never got the two of us together before we went to Vegas to shoot me asking her to take the trip to Vegas with us. So there's a lot of that throughout the season. And not just with me, but with everybody. That's just the way they make these kinds of shows.
So episode 2 comes to Vegas.
Yes.
And of course people are now wondering, why would Kelly Price invite all these ladies to Vegas for her event and then not show up to the event?
Yep.
So since then, we have seen a statement that was released by the director of Broadway in the Hood,
yes.
Torrey Russell. I'm going to read a little bit of his statement that he released. Broadway in the Hood was well aware that Kelly was not going to be on the show. It was originally scheduled to be held on Wednesday, and that was the day that she and the others spoke with the cast. Yes. The producers asked me to change the day to Thursday, and Miss Kelly Price had another event that she had to attend.
Yes.
And the statement goes on from there. So basically what he was saying was that it wasn't as it was perceived on the show, that opening night was Wednesday.
Yes.
And you were there for that, and that they changed the carpet to Thursday.
Yes.
Knowing that you already had a prior event scheduled.
Yes.
So let's clarify that.
Yes.
What really happened? On Wednesday, you're there.
Yes.
Was it really opening night?
It was really opening night. The play ran from Wednesday through Sunday of that week. Opening night was Wednesday night.
Okay.
And there was a play that night. They went on Wednesday night.
Because there seemed to be some confusion. You know, I don't know why Kelly isn't here.
Yes.
For the event or for the carpet.
Right.
So where does that confusion come from?
Well, with the event being on a Thursday night, everyone was always aware once Mr. Russell was asked to move the event.
Okay.
Everybody was clear that unless I was able to secure a replacement, that I would not be available on a Thursday night, period. There was a lot that happened every Thursday. And if it happened after a certain time of day, everybody knew that I wouldn't be there, because on Thursday evenings and into late Thursday night, I was off doing my weekly event.
Okay.
The whole thing, it kind of switched up because everybody went from saying that they didn't know to when the footage that was placed online, PBS had cameras rolling that night as well for Broadway in the Hood. And so when that footage got released and you could see raw unedited footage and you could hear, well, Kelly texted us, Kelly, then it went to, well, yeah, we got a text message, but it came 15 minutes before we got there. The text message was not about my appearance at the show.
Okay.
The text message was about my appearance on the carpet. The text message was not about me at the last minute saying that I couldn't make the show. It was me saying, if I come there to do the carpet with you, I will miss my flight. Let me say this, there was so much that happened with mixing of schedules, and sometimes some of us had information and others of us didn't. And if you ask me, to me, it was always in the plan until they kind of figured out which direction they were going to go in. Chante was not with us when we mentored the children.
I noticed that. Why? Do you know why that she wasn't there?
Originally, I didn't.
Okay.
And so I started trying to get her by phone and texting her by phone, and I was unable to reach her, so we ended up doing the entire thing. By the time I was able to reach her, we were done with the kids that day, and she said to me, no one ever told her that we were leaving to go to the theater to be with the kids, so she didn't even know we were gone. I 100% believe that, because we didn't have great signal inside of the theater, and when I came out, I saw messages start coming through from her like, hey, where are you? Where are you guys? I'm here. Where are you? What are you doing? So they didn't tell her, so I don't blame her. I don't think I didn't think it was a grandstand move. I don't think that she did not show up. She wasn't told. And had this gone another way, I believe Chante would have been made to look like she just didn't care to be bothered. But that wasn't the case either. But I am actually woman enough to say that. I wouldn't blame her knowing that that's what happened.
Chante Moore, as you said, had her Will You Marry Me ceremony. I believe that. I want to get it correct. Okay. So one thing that I noticed when you guys were going to the church, you all had on your evening wear. Yes. It looks beautiful. Then when you got to the church, there was a situation where they asked you to put on wedding dresses. She handed out wedding dresses.
Yes.
The hangers, I believe, had everyone's name on it, from what I saw. And you were the only one that didn't wear a wedding dress.
Yes.
And I don't believe it was a diva moment, because you did look fabulous in the blue sequin.
Thank you.
But you said the dress was too small, and they knew it was too small.
Yes.
What was the confusion with that? Because that bothered me a little bit.
The dress was indeed too small. It was 2 sizes too small. Okay. There was no reason for the dress to be too small, because the day that we did that, we had just done our season's photo shoot 5 days before. So everyone had all of my proper sizes. There was no reason for a dress to come and be too small for me to get into, because there was beginning to be a little bit of a rub already between me and production. I did not want anyone to believe that I was trying to be difficult and not even try the dress. So knowing that the dress was too small, what you didn't see is that I actually put the dress on so that everyone could see that the dress was too small, and it looked absolutely ridiculous. And one of the production staff asked me to keep the dress on and wear it anyway, even though it was too small. And her exact words to me were, come on, Kelly, it's not about, whether or not you can fit the dress. We're in the chapel and you all have your bouquets and you're gonna be doing vows, and we just want the moment. We want everybody in white. Just kind of go along with it. It could be really funny. That's not funny to me. That's not funny to me. And all of the ladies heard it, they saw it. I actually got very upset, and I walked away because my eyes started to well up with tears. Not so much because I was even having a sensitive fat girl moment. I was angry to know that on purpose, I was trying to be made a fool out of on camera. Chante didn't know. She didn't pick the dresses. She did not have our sizes. She was not in a David's Bridal somewhere picking out gowns. That was the responsibility of one of the production people. And I have to say again that our photo shoot for the season was done just 5 days prior to the day we shot that. So they had my shoe size, they had my dress size, they had everything. So it was done on purpose. So
I'm sorry, but I'm not clear on this, and maybe you don't even have the answer to this, but what is funny about your dress being too small?
To a person that feels like it's funny, we'll have the big fat girl on camera with rolls hanging out all over the place and a lopsided dress that's twisted, and a bouquet standing there while her counterparts are there made up and looking beautiful for this wedding vow ceremony. And that was a moment, again, where not only did I have words with production after I collected myself, but so did my management. So that moment was designed to make me look like a fool. It was designed to embarrass me. But I go on record and I stand behind Chante Moore when I say that she didn't design that moment.